Welcome to Egg Foo What, the first and only podcast about people eating stuff. My name is Michael Lisk.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Egg Foo What? I'm Greg Wilson. Michael, how have we been this week?
Okay, got out a little for Memorial Day weekend. Did you have any festivities you attended, or
No, just chilled.
just chilled?
Did you do anything fun?
Yeah, I went to a friend's barbecue,
Mhm.
not too far from where I live. I used to work with her in Bayonne. She's a fellow bartender.
Mhm.
She invited me out. I was glad to get out of the house. Spending too much time in the house. I've got to break my shut-in habit that I've developed over the last couple of years. So I was happy to get out of the house.
Is this, can I pry a little bit about this lady? Is she a suitor?
No, she's got a long-term boyfriend. They live together, and they're just friends.
He sounds great, to be honest. I'm not saying I'm rooting for him over you, but
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He helped me out with some moving that I did out of Bayonne. I'm still working on that, getting closer every day. I'm figuring in the next month or two I'll be fully extracted from Bayonne.
ooh,
That'll be a
be a heck
burden
of a
off
moment,
my.
right?
Yeah, I mean,
How many
almost
years would that
30
be?
years. Almost 30 years I was up there.
30.
Yeah.
I think of you as Bayonne to the bone. I think of like 62
Well,
almost.
well, I spent my first 4 years there.
Mhm.
Grew up in Howell, and then I got pulled back for 30 years. So
Hmm.
yeah, about half my life
Mhm.
I split between Howell and Bayonne. It's a good run, but
Mhm.
I'm not going to miss the anxiety of looking for parking every day and just stuff like that you had to deal with.
So when you moved to Bayonne, it was 1993.
1993, 94 in there. It may
Different
be
world,
90.
young Michael. Different world.
It's a different world, yeah.
President Clinton, Soul Asylum finally had a big hit. Cosby Show had just ended.
Uh-huh.
Different world. OJ was still a beloved cultural and athletic figure in America.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not blaming you for any of this. I'm just saying. Puts it all in perspective, Mike.
Time changes, yeah. Yeah, so I had
I'm sure our audience will join me in supporting you as best we can with our best wishes on this next chapter.
Okay. So yeah, my friend, the one thing I didn't mention was my friend is a great cook, and that is always a draw for me because her cooking is fantastic. So the food kept coming. I mean, I think my first plate had pasta salad, homemade pierogies. Somebody gave her a pierogi making machine.
Hmm.
I didn't know such a thing existed. She had some spicy meatballs. What else did she have? I had a couple hot dogs, of course. I had ribs. So yeah, the food kept coming. So it was a good day.
You didn't think in 2023 a pierogi machine existed?
Well,
How do you think they're cranking out these billions of pierogies every day?
well, yeah. I mean, I don't know what goes on. I've never given a thought to the making of pierogies. I like them,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm.
don't spend a lot of energy or thought thinking about their construction.
Mm. To me, they're like ravioli, but with bad. Like I don't like sauerkraut. I don't like what else do they put in it? Sauerkraut.
Potato. I like the potato.
Potato I can live with.
Yeah.
Has maybe your friend can try to cook you a Chinese meal to celebrate on Egg Foo What?
Possible.
Did you think of that, or do I have to think of everything?
That's possible. I don't know if she's ever done that before. She makes a mean lasagna. I remember she would bring that into the bar once in a while. She had 3 growing boys, so it was very rare that leftovers made it to the bar.
That's impressive.
But every once in a while it did, and I was always happy.
How does lasagna make it?
What's that?
3 boys? How does lasagna make it out of that gauntlet?
Well, yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was
Wow.
a surprise when anything made it out of there.
Hmm.
But
Just like Bayonne, a surprise when anybody makes it out of there, buddy.
yeah,
See how I did that?
yeah, I saw.
I mean, I could use a pat on the back for that one. I mean,
Well,
feel
it
like you're
was,
blowing that one off, but we all make choices.
a lot of fireworks down by you.
I didn't see any fireworks. I'm thinking about it. Did they used to do fireworks on Memorial Day?
Well, no,
Yeah.
I have a theory now that they do fireworks for every holiday.
You're right about that, and
It
I
does,
hate them.
it doesn't matter anymore. And I
Yeah.
guess they're more readily available up here. So yeah, any chance to blow off some fireworks, and people will jump at the opportunity.
The dumbest fucking things maybe on the planet.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Yeah,
understand people's obsession with fireworks.
yeah. No, as a kid, it's kind of a little excitement, right? But you should outgrow it. But now,
Yeah.
these adults are buying them. There's a guy a couple houses behind me who sets off these things. Sounds like a stick of dynamite.
Ugh.
I mean, it's just like,
The fucking it's like one thing if it's like, okay, the city of New York is gonna put on a fireworks display for
right, yeah.
whatever. And even then, they're always disappointing because you always expect some cataclysmic ending that's gonna change your life. And in the end, it's just like, oh, here's a bunch at once. Even at their best, they're like, who gives a shit? But you're right. Every excuse. You go to a baseball game, you go to minor league baseball game, and you think the game's okay, we're going home. No, we have to stand around and sit through 30 minutes of fireworks.
Yeah,
Their dumbest fucking thing. And there's always some idiot. There's always some dude, 4th of July or Memorial Day, not this past for me. Some idiot who's got a couple hanging around, a couple of fireworks he wants to break out. That he bought at some roadside in North Carolina or whatever, Pennsylvania. And you got to watch him run around the yard after a couple of mellow lights, setting off firecrackers. It's just the dumbest. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh, let's have this loud, incredibly loud fire hazard. That's the exact same thing again and again and again. Because again, has fireworks, have they gotten much better in our lifetime? No, it's the same thing. Oh, goes up, star, explosion. Wow. Congratulations. And my dog is shitting himself. Thank you.
Yeah. We had dogs, and it was always a bad day for the dogs. We had one dog who literally would just hide underneath a table, and he was totally freaked out by it. But
you're right. It used to at least be safe for 4th of July. Now it's any fucking excuse.
Oh yeah.
Pizza at lunch today. Fireworks.
It's too much. And so yeah, that was going on. I mean, the one time it was kind of exciting was I was down in Howell. They had a fireworks display. I went to it. You sort of sat on a hill and they set them off pretty close to you. And I don't know who was in charge that year, but they were not going very high. So you did feel a little bit more percussion in your chest when the things are going off.
Yeah.
And then you're getting some of the fall, the ashes coming down. I remember that. I'm like, wow, this is sort of hands-on fireworks. I've never been this close to the action.
At my age, I don't need to be feeling any percussions in the chest.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're truly the dumbest. That and car alarms are the dumbest inventions. And every year CNN is like, oh my gosh, some kid got his fingers blown off. Ooh. I'm like, how's that not happen every single time somebody does fireworks? Someone gets their head blown off.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. I don't understand it.
Well, the first time I had ringing in an ear was a misjudged fuse on a firecracker. I held it back to throw it, and it sort of went off like close to my ear, which was not good.
Well, I don't want to say I told you so, but
well,
if
I was a young,
holding a firecracker or whatever close to your ear, throwing it, it's like holding a snake.
No, I was a young idiot, so yeah. I don't know that I needed to pull my hand back that far to throw a firecracker,
Day one in my presidency, after I've gotten the kids menu okayed for adults, I'm getting rid of fireworks. The stupid, even again on the grandest stage, They're totally fucking useless. At best, they don't burn your house down or blow your fingers off.
Yeah.
At worst, they're fireworks.
Mhm.
So that's day one of a Greg Wilson administration. Thank you
Sounds
for
like
the support.
sounds like we're agreeing again. All this agreement. It's
Yeah, this
it's
is
unusual. What's happening? What's
it's
happening?
nice. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
I'm choosing to think it's nice,
Mhm.
revel in it a bit. It's not going to last forever.
Mhm.
You're not going to be right forever.
Uh,
So, let's enjoy it.
yeah. Now I thought about you the other day.
Oh,
I
this?
finished that Lucinda Williams memoir, and there was a little bit at the end of the book. She talks about like books or music she likes to read.
Mhm.
And she mentioned a book. I never heard of it, but apparently it was enormously popular in the 90s. I think Oprah, got the Oprah blessing. You ever hear a book called Four Agreements?
Mm-mm.
The Four
Nope.
Agreements.
Never heard of it. You
Yeah.
read that, but not To Kill a Mockingbird. All right.
Well, this book you can read in about 1 or 2 sittings. Very slim, big type.
Mm-hmm.
You like the visuals?
Oh, I like the big type.
Look at that. You know,
That's pretty big. It's like
Yeah,
one of my
it's
chart
big.
papers in college. Carefully double spaced,
full space.
stretched out.
Uh-huh.
One hanging word, making a whole new sentence. I got to hit return.
So anyway, I actually went to a bookstore. When's the last time you went to a bookstore?
Oh, good question. That reminds me, my Martin Amos book just got delivered. I see. Yeah, I can't remember last time I was in a bookstore.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed to say. I'm just automatic. I think of a book. It's Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's still one near me. I stopped in there, and I figured this would be under the self-help category. So I'm looking around the bookstore, Barnes and
Hold on.
Noble.
Sorry. So what did Lucinda say that made you think you wanted to buy it?
She just said that she recommended it to people. Wasn't like she gave you a detailed explanation what it was. She just kind of mentioned it in passing. I was like, what's that? I never heard of it, So I was just curious, and I looked it up, and then I saw it was an Oprah book. It was very popular. It sold millions of copies. I'm like, okay.
Was this on? Did she have a list of books and other things she likes at the end of the book, like Johnny Ramone's classic book?
I haven't read the Johnny Ramone book, but
Never saw that?
No, I never read that.
Like the last 50 pages, if it's 200, the last 50 pages, just lists of stuff he likes.
Oh, really? Okay.
I like stovetop stuffing, different strokes.
You still have that book?
Strokes. Huh?
You still have that book?
I'm sure I've got it somewhere.
That would be funny to go through his list. Yeah. No, she didn't have like a big list or anything. But she just mentioned it, and it seemed to be important to her. I was like, oh, what is that? Never heard of it. So I looked it up, and yeah, I went up past this bookstore the other day, and I stopped in, but then I couldn't find it. I figured it's in a self-help, but apparently self-help is not used anymore. Everybody's playing games with language now. Somehow self-help is, I don't know, maybe offensive to somebody. I don't get it, So they had something called self-transformation.
Much better. Yep.
Well, no, that's not where it would have been, because I thought, well, self-transformation, is that it? And I'm looking in there, and it's a bunch of books about being a witch. I didn't even know this was a thing. Yeah,
lots of transformation.
lots of witch books. I don't know if they had if you can transform into a vampire in there as well. So when I saw the witch books, when I saw the witch books, I knew that was not the area. So I looped around, and self-help is now called personal growth. They gave it like a little different spin. You're not in trouble. You're just growing.
Yeah, you're just curious about. You don't need help. You're just curious to see if you can become a better version of yourself.
Exactly. But then they didn't have it there either. So,
oh, wow.
So it was a complete bust.
You know who did have it? Amazon.
Yeah, well.
Our future sponsor,
Uh-huh.
Amazon.
I don't know.
Available on all computers near you.
Every time I see the latest photos of Jeff Bezos and his lady friend, it's just, why am I supporting this guy?
Well, his wife is single again, right?
I guess his wife is single. I'm not
His ex-wife,
following
I
her.
think, is divorced. If we can get I need to get my paws on that money. That would be a nice retirement plan.
See, I didn't even think of that angle. Your mind is always thinking about these things.
Always thinking that would be a heck of a get my mitts on that Skrilla.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what this second guy did to fuck that up. I mean, you married the richest woman in the history of the planet and you somehow messed that up. What do you, you didn't take out the trash?
Yeah.
Didn't rub her feet?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, thank you, ma'am. And to be honest, I would never say no, no, ma'am. It'd be yes, ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
Well, I had to order from Amazon, and
oh, you did break down an order from Amazon.
Yeah, no, it's like you said, it's simple, and I've got Amazon Prime, so
we don't have to brag about it now.
Gotta redeem my savings. So yeah, I'll get back to you when I finish the book. I've been reading Stephen King's book. I'm not a Stephen King fan per se, but Tom Sharpling was talking about his book on writing. Have you heard about that book?
Oh yeah, I love that book. Yeah.
Yeah, you read that one?
Yeah. Great book. Yeah. That's the first one of his. I read all of his up through Pet Sematary when I was young. And I don't think I read anything after that, just for whatever. I think he just put out too many books. I don't know who can keep track of it. But I definitely before I wrote my first non-selling novel, I said, let me dip into this. And I thought it was really good. Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wasn't expecting the first 100 pages are like a little sort of a memoir.
Memoir, yeah.
Yeah, which I didn't know his history with drinking and drugging and all that stuff. That was kind of a bit of a shock. I never really heard that about him. But he cleaned up and seemed to gotten his act together. Yeah, I've never read any of his novels.
Oh really?
No.
Wow, especially at your age, like you came along right at that time.
No, I had friends who were into him. I had a co-worker. She read every one of his books. She she was always reading his books.
That surprises me.
Yeah, I just getting scared by books. I don't know. It's just something. I'm not a big horror movie fan either.
Yeah, then again, I'm not either. Just back then, it seemed like they were a big deal.
Oh no, they were huge. He was.
But to your point, I don't know if I've read too many horror books other than his.
Yeah. But I did read. It was an anthology about baseball. The Library of America put it out, and there's a really good essay by him. His son, I guess, made it to a state Little League championship. And so he goes in depth. He never really says it's his son, but you can sort of figure it out. But he sort of goes in detail about this team's progress through the year and the championship and so on. It was really entertaining.
Is it fiction? But
no, it's an essay. It's an essay. Okay. Yeah, no. If you can track that down, I mean.
You mean go to Amazon and ask for it?
What's that?
Go to Amazon and ask for it?
Well, it's like I said, it's in this baseball anthology the Library of America put out. But I guess maybe you could find that online, maybe even, it might be out there. Really good, though.
Did you like the writing? I think the one, I like this writing book. I think the one useful thing is he said you should write 2,000 words a day. So I think I stuck to that. I was like, oh, that seems doable and seemed to encourage me. Like, oh, I can do that,
I'm only halfway through it. But
oh,
yeah,
sorry, spoiler.
No, I mean,
like 2,000 words a day.
No, he's there's interesting things he's saying, so yeah, it's worth reading. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. So, but anyway,
Well, he's got to be near an 80, right? He's got to be up there.
He's up there. I think, yeah, definitely 70s.
Do you have a favorite movie other than The Shining?
Yeah, the thing is, I've seen most of the movies. The one I think is underrated. I haven't seen it lately. Dead Zone.
That is a good one.
You don't hear about it a lot. It sort of came and went, but
One thing I love about his books, I don't know how many. I remember there were a couple. He'd always mention the Ramones.
yeah.
I know he did in the Dead Zone,
Hmm.
and also in the Dead Zone he mentioned the Rappahannock River, which I
Uh-huh.
grew up on. So I was like, ooh, I was very impressed. I was like, wow, the Rappahannock River made it into a Stephen King novel.
Yeah, he's a big music fan. He talks about music a lot. So yeah, he was in a band, right, with other writers.
Oh, was he in the Rock Bottom Remainders?
Yeah, he was in that.
Yeah, and he was a big. He put out some article or something a while ago about our buddies Marat. He was a huge Marat fan.
Oh, was he? Yeah.
Yeah, there's some pictures of him with a T-shirt on and everything. So he has good taste in music.
Did they ever meet him?
I don't know. I'd have to ask. I can't remember.
Uh,
I can't remember. Yeah,
no.
but I think he put out some article in Entertainment Weekly that they were like the best band
Hmm.
at the time. So
Yeah. Did you? Are you a Celtics fan? Was I
yes,
correct?
yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Were you watching Monday and that?
no. Thankfully, the game was on TBS, so I couldn't watch it. But I was following online, and it seemed to instantly be a dud. I mean, I grew up loving the Celtics. Of course, I was at the time when Bird was there, so of course I wanted to be Larry Bird. I kind of fell off. I kind of only paid attention now because my nephew is such a huge fan. So he'll get mad at me if I don't follow
his team. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a bummer. But hey,
yeah, it was a classic anticlimax. I mean, I was hoping. I mean, the fifth game, the game before was phenomenal. I mean, that was wild. Were you watching that game?
Watch that. Well, the sixth game though.
Yeah, the sixth game that they won in the
We watched
last
that.
3 seconds. Yeah.
That was crazy. Up until that point, it was the worst basketball game I'd ever seen in my life. And then it has that crazy finish. So I was like, wow, game 7 is going to be bananas. And it was.
Yeah.
I've never heard you talk this much about basketball. What's
No,
what's going on, buddy?
My father was a big basketball fan, so that was kind of the thing. We were watching a lot of basketball.
Who'd he like?
What's that?
Who's his team?
Well, he liked the Brooklyn Nets, so we were watching the Nets a lot. But so yeah, I just sort of got into it a little more. Yeah, I wasn't always a huge fan, but I look in definitely during the playoffs. I watched playoff games. Same with hockey. I'm not like a big hockey fan, but if there's a local team in it, I'll start watching hockey games just to, get into the excitement, particularly in the bars.
Are those playoffs still going on?
The hockey, yeah, I think they're ready for the Stanley Cup playoffs now. Yeah, they've got the 2 teams.
Them and the NBA, these playoffs go on forever.
Yeah. Speaking of going on forever,
oh boy,
we're sort of coming to sort of the final entries. It feels like anyway.
For food,
yeah, with the menu.
Then we should get back to what I thought the original premise was we should have Ed Foo Young every week.
At this point, yeah, we could probably do that, but
are we really running out of stuff?
Well, we're running. Yeah, as I mentioned last week, we're running out of stuff that doesn't have shrimp in it. I mean, the one place I go to down here has lots of shrimp dishes, which I'm curious about.
I just can't believe that. Again, I know a bit about this last week. I can't believe you can't just swap in pork or whatever.
Well, we'll try that one week. I mean,
let's try that. Yeah.
I mean, we still have a few things. I actually doubled up. I got an appetizer today that I never got before. So you'll have to look for it next week.
All right.
I think I'm going to have the week off next week.
What was it?
It's called Szechuan wontons.
Szechuan wonton.
Yeah.
What was different about them than normal wonton?
It was there's a sauce. and it's a little spicy.
Are they fried or steamed?
They gave me the option for the deep fried, which I turned down. I went with the pan fried. They were nice and soft, like almost like what you get in a soup,
Yeah,
and it was good.
yeah.
Uh,
I like you saying that you turned them down, like a noble stance, a principled stance.
well, I said to them, "Yeah,
No,
still,
sir.
I'm still getting when I call in my order because I guess, getting stuff that it's not like very popular.
Mhm.
So she's always got to check, you know. So during the checking period this time, yeah, she gave me the two options of how it could be made,
Mhm.
and so I said, "Well, how's it usually made?" And she said, "Pan fried." So I went with that.
I like a little flash pan fried, but not too much. I
Yeah,
think,
no, it wasn't seared at all.
yeah.
Like I said, they were very soft.
Mm,
I was surprised that's how they came out, that they weren't a little more crispy type, but that
mm,
wasn't the case. But this week, yeah, roast pork with broccoli.
mhm.
You know,
Which I would have guessed we had done because it's such a simple thing, but I guess not.
now we did chicken with broccoli, which is one of my go tos.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think this is the first time I've ever had roast pork with broccoli.
Mm.
Um, Not very appetizing.
No,
No,
hit me, buddy. Talk to me.
big chunks of roast pork. I mean, they didn't skimp on the roast pork or anything,
Mhm.
but it was just, kind of tough to chew.
Hmm.
Uh, I just had barbecue ribs off the bone that sort of fell off the bone. So
Oh,
in
glory
comparison,
days, Mike. You can't look in the past, Mike.
in
This is
comparison to
today.
in comparison to that, it was kind of too tough and chewy.
Really?
Yeah, the broccoli was fine. I think broccoli is now my number one vegetable.
Really?
So yeah, and so yeah, I mean that made up for it. But other than that, it was disappointing overall.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have to say mine was all right.
Uh-huh.
The pork was, I'll say fantastic, really, really good. And the goop, I sent you a
Uh-huh.
picture. I realized afterwards I sent you the picture with the lid on.
Hmm.
So it makes it harder to see, but
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
sorry. Uh but I have to say the pork is really good, and I was dreading the goop,
Hmm.
but for some reason, and I don't know if I've ordered from this place before, because I even noticed this place is a lot cheaper than other
Hmm.
places, which I normally don't mind because I'm a baller.
Uh-huh.
Um, the
Well, you were
goop,
getting ripped off. You were getting ripped off with some of those dishes.
yeah. Now, well, I may have a reason. Like this is the first place I've noticed. Actually, I guess the reason is this is the first place I noticed where they say, "Do you want a large or a small?"
Uh-huh.
Usually, there's nothing, because you've always talked about that, like large or small.
Well, yeah, some places have this special dishes, so they don't give you that option. But yeah, most places I've gone to have the large or small.
Yeah, I've never. This is the first time I've really seen that, so I just got a
Wow.
small,
Uh-huh.
and I was dreading the goop, but for some reason, this goop wasn't too goopy at all. It was just
No.
like a kind of thin, I'll say unobtrusive sauce,
Hmm.
and the pork was really good.
Yeah.
Um, the broccoli was inedible
Uh-huh.
slash uneatable
Yeah.
slash disgusting. Like
Uh-huh.
I don't think I ate a full one. It was like, why do they even bother? Just give me the pork.
Was it too soggy,
It was
or was it
soggy.
too crisp? Sometimes it could be just too raw. Like
No, these
mine.
weren't raw.
No.
I prefer raw,
Uh-huh.
probably, or more raw than this is just mushy and gross and burnt and disgusting. You just look at it. I can't believe
Uh-huh.
it's one of these things where I can't believe that it made it from the guy putting it together to being boxed up without someone
Hmm.
going, "This looks disgusting."
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing, guys? Come
Yeah.
on. Especially since the pork was really good,
Yeah.
but then so the broccoli was disgusting.
Oh, that's too bad.
But also, it's also the first time they said, I got a little, did you see the picture I sent you? The little container?
I'll look at it. I haven't looked at it
Oh,
yet.
why buy? I mean, yeah, sure. You see it,
I was
you know,
prepping for the show.
right? Yeah,
I,
you
turn
texting
the
me a
phone.
picture, you're like,
I
oh,
turn the
fuck, Greg.
phone off.
I know. Oh, with the prep.
Uh-huh.
Usually, it's the first time I've seen a like miniature version of their iconic containers.
Uh-huh.
You looking at it, or are you just pretending to because you don't get the shit since I sent it? It was this.
Where did you send it? To Twitter?
I always send it to Twitter because for
Oh,
some reason you check your text once every 3 years.
okay.
You're like the comic Kahutek or whatever. That's how often you check your text.
I don't see it anywhere.
So now I'm a fucking liar. Okay. All right. I'll resend it.
Okay.
But it's this miniature container. You
Yeah.
want me to send it to you right now?
I know what the miniature container looks like. I got one myself. I got the small.
I've never seen one of those before.
No? All right.
I thought it was adorable.
We're this must be some south of a certain point, you're not getting the option of small or large.
And so that was adorable. So the pork was great. Did you see the little video I sent you?
I don't see anything, man.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I will send it. I will
Okay.
post it. I realized the fries.
Are you sending it to my old Bayonne number?
Yeah, your landline is on Bayonne.
I've seen that a couple times.
Yeah.
That number's been dead for a couple of years now.
Oh, well, I keep meaning to ask you which one to kill.
Uh-huh.
After this, we don't need to get that number out to all the ladies out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to ask you which one to cut off, but I've extolled the virtues of the Chinese takeout French fry many times before.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yeah.
And then last week or the week before, I got my first crappy fries. Right?
Uh-huh.
This week's fries, young Michael, were
yeah. Okay.
How
are they packaged?
Huh?
How are they packaged? Sometimes the packaging
Just
contributes.
in a regular styrofoam container.
Styrofoam, okay.
Probably took 10 or 15 minutes being delivered.
Mm-hmm.
Crinkle cut,
Uh-huh.
perfect. They were the right amount of greasy, crispy, crunchy. So if you had looked at the video I sent you earlier, you'd know this, but my brilliance came roaring to the forefront. I took the French fries, laid 2 of them out, laid some pork on them, then covered that with 2 more French fries, made a sandwich, made a pork sandwich with my French fries as the bread, which begs the question, does a sandwich have to have literal bread to be a sandwich?
No. I think I've seen things where they use a mushroom.
Mushrooms are gross, Mike.
Those large mushrooms, what do they call? I can't think of it.
Oh,
you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Yeah, everybody's saying, eat that instead of a burger. You can't tell the difference. I'm like, well, then I'll just eat the fucking burger.
Uh-huh.
No, genius. I will probably be trademarking this before you post this, just for legal reasons. The French fry as bread sandwich.
Okay.
I posted it on Xmas time already, I think. Don't worry, I'll post it out as one of our content videos. Which, hopefully that'll help you understand.
I'm still waiting for that. What do you call it? The fried rice burrito.
Yeah, we're working on that, Mike. I got a team flying in.
Okay.
I got to write the script.
I had another idea.
Hold on, can we talk about how brilliant this idea is?
Okay. Yeah.
French fries as the bread for a pork sandwich. Pork fried sandwich.
Okay. I mean, it didn't fall apart as you're eating it. I mean,
no, it was beautiful.
You could put it down.
Small, just 2 fries, little piece of pork, and 2 fries. And the fries have to be great integrity wise.
So it's more like finger food than an actual sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, to make
an hors d'oeuvre.
An hors d'oeuvre. Thank you, Mike. I would have to build out a bigger one. This is during lunch. I'm in my cafeteria at work. I'm self-conscious. That's why it kind of gets cut. The video gets cut off. Right now, it's a finger food. I'm looking to develop it into a real size sandwich.
Uh-huh.
You're looking to make an investment, Mike. You want to make some
Uh-huh.
money.
I had
Come
an
on.
idea for post egg foo what.
Is this a
Well,
bad idea?
no, no.
No.
Your idea is fine. Yeah. Any new
Fine.
content, video content, yeah, to promote the show. Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I like the initiative you're taking. So I look I look for that video in a week, did we say?
Well, it's already on your phone. I sent it to
Oh,
you.
okay. All right. So
Oh.
it's we can get up on Instagram, put it in your reels. I'll forward it or whatever the hell you do on
Generous of
Instagram.
you, Mike. Thank you.
Get it out there. I had this idea for maybe it could be a side project. I've noticed, and this is like a common complaint. I don't think I'm alone here. You get a bag of chips, and a lot of chips you can't see the contents of the bag,
Mhm.
so it's a bit of a mystery what you're getting inside there. Then you get some really full size chips at the top of the bag, but as you work your way through the bag, what do you got at the bottom?
Crumbs, Mike.
Lots of crumbs,
Crumbs,
man.
Mike.
Lots of crumbs.
Lots of
Common
bullshit.
common complaint.
They all settle down to the bottom.
I'm not breaking any new ground here, but I
You're really
thought,
selling this, Mike.
well, what I'm saying, what if we had a show called "What's in the Bag"?
What's in the bag?
What's
Hey,
in the bag?
what's in the bag? Oh,
And it's sort of a rip-off of the Amoeba record store, apparently, where people go in and they pick stuff to put in their bag and then they analyze what's in the bag.
all right.
But
Walk me through this.
so basically, you shoot videos opening a bag and then dumping it all out. And let's analyze the contents.
Okay, so like I get a bag of Fritos, open the bag, dump the bag out, and we analyze it and we say these are Fritos.
Well, you separate the crumbs from the good, see what the percentage is, 50% crumbs, 50% chips, that type of thing.
Like you'd pick out the real chips
Yeah.
and see what percentage.
Be very scientific, very scientific. Just analyzing the contents of chips. Tostitos is like a they have you can see into a Tostitos bag, right? But
You used to be able to with Doritos 100 years ago, right? They had a window
Oh, did they? I don't
on the front
remember
of their
that.
bag, I think. Partial window, anyway,
Really?
before
Yeah.
they changed.
I don't remember that.
Do you think potato chips consciously do that to cover up the bullshit?
I'm very suspicious. That's why I'm saying this would be a in-depth analysis.
Sounds like an undercover op,
We
Mike.
can blow the lid off the entire
Woo!
chip.
We could be on Serial or whatever that podcast is.
I've been getting these smart snack. You ever hear of them?
No.
They do sort of a very thin pretzel. You dip it in some horseradish pub cheese. It's fantastic. But lots of crumbs. And so by the time you get to the bottom of the bag, you can't even dip them in the chips and in the cheddar cheese because you got like a little crumb in your fingers.
And then it's a battle between, especially if you're dipping it in like a, like a cheese or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have the little tiny chips. Right. You have to try to squeeze it in with your two fingers like this.
Undippable.
Like you're crossing your fingers and
they're undippable.
Sees your disgusting fingers touching every ounce of cheese.
Exactly.
In the jar.
Yeah. You see my dilemma. You see the
battle
dilemma.
To the end of the bag and the end of the jar.
Yeah. It's a real dilemma. You don't hear people talking about it. I don't. So
I would say the best integrity of a chip would be like a thick corn chip promoted where they say they're for dipping.
Mm-hmm.
Like not a Frito. Fritos are Fritos, but like a big fat corn chip.
Salsa chips, Tostitos. They're for dipping. I don't know that a lot of people eat Tostitos right out of the bag, right? I mean, you get the salsa with it.
What do you mean right out of the bag? Of course I eat them out of the bag.
You eat them out of the bag? Yeah? You don't use salsa?
Well, I mean, like corn chips, less Tostitos. I don't like salsa, but yeah, I'll use like French onion dip. I like a French onion dip. I
Why
guess
don't you
chips
like
meant for
salsa?
dipping hold up a bit more. I just don't like salsa.
Oh, tomatoes? You don't like tomatoes?
I love tomatoes.
Then
Well,
this makes even less sense now. What is in salsa that is objectionable to you?
excuse me. Is that the first
Onions?
time I've sneezed on a recording of X for what?
Yeah.
Wow, the streak is broken. Um, I don't know. I guess I don't like anything hot. I don't. I guess I don't hate salsa, but I would prefer like my rankings would be any type of melted cheese, then French onion dip,
Mm,
then ranch, and after that, I don't give a shit because I'm not trying it.
uh,
Salsa is fine. It's like I
mhm.
don't. I also don't like guacamole. You would have throw that in my face and make me feel like a lesser than.
I think we've I think we've had the guacamole talk before where yeah, I'm on the fence. Sometimes yeah, I don't like it and but I've had it really fresh. And the same with salsa. I mean, you can get at a Mexican restaurant or something fresh
They come
salsa.
up and make it for you at the table. That's
Well,
nice.
yeah, sometimes they do that, yeah. And it's phenomenal, you know. So, but yeah, the store-bought stuff, you can't even find hot, the store-bought stuff. They don't
Mhm.
even really stock it. So it's always medium and what's the other one? No heat or whatever, so it's like
Mild.
mild, that's the word.
What what kind of chip do you think has the shittiest integrity? I would guess like a regular potato chip probably seems to crumble and crack the easiest.
Mhm.
Do you think?
Yeah, I
A
mean,
plain Lay's chip.
yeah, Lay's, but I grew up with Y's. I don't know that they're very popular anymore. They were popular when I was young,
Yeah, I
but
remember. Yeah, Wise. Yeah.
they've sort of fallen behind. Um,
Sorry, Wise. We will not be accepting you as a sponsor.
but I always remember them as being kind of greasy,
Yeah,
broken up. Not a lot of integrity with those chips. Lay's seemed like an improvement on that.
I think you're
I
right. Yeah.
I think Utz is even a better option.
Do you you
I'm
say
an Utz.
what'd you say?
Utz. Utz. Is it
Oops.
Utz? I don't even. I've never heard it pronounced.
I say Utz.
Utz. That or what did I say? I said Utz.
I think the only reason I feel confident that it's us is there was an arc in Mad Men. Remember that when Jimmy, that comedian Jimmy, was doing a commercial for Utz?
Vaguely. I
Don't
was
act like
not.
you're too cool, Mike. Don't act
No,
like you.
I was not the fanatic with that show. To me, that was a precursor to Succession, which just ended. A just very hip show. Hip people were into,
Me.
but small numbers. But that was the show to watch at the time.
It's a great show.
I watched it. I saw the whole damn thing because I
Kind of.
wanted to. I wanted to be on the conversation because I wanted to know what are people so fascinated about this. To me, it was a show about advertising, not exactly to me a very fascinating subject. And even when they go in depth with it, it was just it was just like filler. It was just like I'm
Well,
not
that was the
interested
best
in.
part to me. Like
Yeah.
I got bored when it was like the home stuff.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like the Sopranos. I love the Sopranos, but now I feel like we have a skip intro button? Can't we have a skip button for whenever he's in the office with Dr. Melfi?
Uh-huh.
Like I know it's important, but skip. I
Hmm.
know the Betty stuff at home is important to Don Draper. Skip. But
Hmm.
to your point, I love the shows. I thought it was a great show. But are you saying was one of those first shows that I got fed up with like how sorry can I feel for like millionaires?
Well,
Bitch
yeah,
owning.
there's a lot of those. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
was some of that, like even I who loved Mad Men,
Hmm.
sometimes I'd be like, what? Every week Don's slumped against his doorway, sad. I'm like,
Hmm.
well, all right.
Yeah.
How he is a gazillionaire.
Yeah.
He can have sex with any woman he wants. It's like, all right, how sad are we supposed to feel for this guy?
Hmm.
And but by the time Succession came around, I'd already been so depressed by Billions and Yellowstone, and I was like, I can't sit through another show where it's just billionaires being miserable. So I guess you get your point. But to tie it back, that's the only reason I feel confident in saying I believe it's Utz,
Hmm.
because they said it. He did a
Okay.
Jimmy. I forget his name. Did a commercial. So.
I think that may be the most roundabout explanation we've ever had on the show, but
Oh, thank you, Mike. You didn't have to
let's
say that.
make
That's nice of you.
make
Thank
a
you.
soundbite of that. That was perfect in its execution. Now, I
Thank
watched Succession, and you could see what they were doing. They were taking the Rupert Murdoch story and sort of giving it a little bit of a
Mhm.
King Lear twist.
Did you watch the big finale? Everyone's all excited
Yeah,
about.
no, I saw well, you know what? I can't say with this show I've seen every episode. So I there was periods of boredom where I'm like, I think I missed a couple episodes. But you can miss a couple episodes of that show and not really miss anything.
How
It
does
wa-
it rank? Now, I know this isn't fair because you're Jersey to the bone, so it's not
Mhm.
fair. How do you rank it alongside The Sopranos?
Oh no, it's nowhere near it. Sopranos is way above. But I'll surprise you. Deadwood, I think, is even better than The Sopranos. Yeah.
Elizabeth, it's the big
Uh,
one.
No,
Elizabeth.
I love Deadwood. I mean, the Sopranos is great too. I actually just started watching I guess it's on Max now. They're doing little inserts, the podcast with Michael Imperioli and the other guy, the big guy. They have a podcast.
Oh, they started that during the pandemic.
Yeah, it's been a while. Talking Sopranos, yes.
I really liked it. They did the episode by episode thing, and I think we've talked about this before. I was really impressed with Michael Imperioli.
Hmm.
That guy knows every Broadway play,
Hmm.
every actor, director. He's a real theater, like he's a real
Yeah, that comes across.
actor. Bobby Bacala was exactly how you'd assume he'd make bad, shitty, sexist jokes and whatever. Fine.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with Michael Imperioli. Yeah.
You've been listening to that all along?
Well, I listened to it 3 years ago when they were doing it, but I think because they only did I think they did the 86 episodes or whatever.
Mm.
I don't know if they've been doing it since. I stopped then because I was like, well,
I think it's still going on. So
I
yeah, I mean,
know
I have a
I know
lot
they
to
took it
catch
on
up
the road
with.
for a little while. Is it still going on?
Well, like I said, Max has taken it over, so now they can use clips. I guess there were no clips inserted.
That's interesting. You know what, Mike?
Mhm.
Bring that down. Back on with Sopranos. Speaking of which, I think I tweeted this yesterday. I've been rewatching The Sopranos recently. I don't know why. I've watched it a million times. And the Pine Barrens episode came up. And you know that episode, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Why? I've seen this 10 times. First time I thought of it. The Russian, he's digging his own grave, but then he hits Chrissy and Paulie with the shovel, but then he runs off.
Yeah.
Why didn't he take 2 seconds tops as they're lying there helpless to just jab each of them in the throat with the shovel before running off?
Well, okay, yeah. He probably didn't think it through.
Whoa. Don't okay, yeah.
Well,
okay, yeah, you're right. Or what do you think of that?
I'm thinking maybe he wasn't he's not that smart, and B, he was thinking of escaping more than getting down and killing 2 guys.
Well, but what wasn't he framed? Didn't Tony find out he was like the super commando who killed like 100,000 guys with his bare hands?
I don't remember
with
that
part. Stuff. He's a genius.
I
can't believe he would just take the 2 seconds and be done with it, and then escape.
Okay.
Then you could walk away. Then you could do whatever you want to do: pick their pockets, take their guns, sing.
But he was successful. He got away.
But we're not 100% sure.
Right, yeah.
We're pretty sure he got hit in the head. And I think we're supposed to believe he did get away. But why wouldn't he just guarantee it? Second follow-up question: am I the first person in 20 years to think of this? Third question: do we need to have David Chase on this podcast to explain it?
Well, if you can get him on the show,
yeah. David Chase or David Simon?
David Chase.
Chase. Fifth question: I don't have one, but wow, that is a shocker that you put Deadwood above.
Yeah, Deadwood was just the language on that show is just like on another level. I mean, it was really kind of I thought it
Hmm.
was great. I don't know why. Well, I think he wanted to go on and do some other show. I've since read about the creators. You know, he had lots of gambling problems and stuff. So
Who was the main guy for that?
David Milch.
Did you watch the movie that they came out?
Um,
Didn't they try a movie?
yeah, I did watch that. It was interesting. The
Mm.
the thing is, you know, it was based on a real place, and there was a book called Deadwood by Pete Dexter, which is fantastic. And you know, there's a logical conclusion that Deadwood could have gone towards because the whole place kind of burned down at the end.
Hmm.
There was a giant fire, and that would have been great, you know, if they kind of just made it in for one more season to wrap it all up. Yeah, they tried to do it in the movie. It was worth seeing those characters again, but yeah, I can't say it stands out or anything like that.
What they do? 2 seasons?
They
Was
did
it?
2 seasons, yeah, or 3 seasons. Now I'm not sure.
Call yourself a fan.
Maybe maybe 3 seasons, I think. Then he went on to John from Cincinnati, which was a nightmare. It was terrible. Then he
You're the
went
one that
on.
watched that, huh?
I watched a couple episodes. That you know that I think that was one season and they were done.
I don't think I
Uh,
knew that was the same guy.
yeah, same guy. Then he did the racing horse racing show,
Oh yeah, Luck.
which was with Paul Hoff. I mean, was
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman was in that. Yeah. So that was another dud. I mean, you know, he's interested in that, but the world of horse racing is just doesn't have a broad appeal. Let's face it. And
Yeah, you and Mike Francesa watched it. Then where do you rank Succession on that list?
yeah, it's not that high up there. I mean, I liked The Wire. I liked Breaking Bad. I thought was overrated, but in some ways it was more entertaining than this. Um,
I went through my own series finales this week. Miss Maisel ended, and of course, last night Ted Lasso ended.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you watch Barry? That also ended, right?
No, I'm boycotting Barry.
Your boy
I didn't tell you
Connie.
that.
No, what was that all about?
Well, I sniffed this coming for years because if you listen to Bill Hader, and I love Bill Hader,
Uh-huh.
he's very serious about directing and cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to him talk about movies, seems to have no interest in comedy.
Uh-huh.
So when Barry started, it was pretty funny, but
Mm.
as it went along, he seemed to be ditching the comedy more and more. Plus, and I think part of this he might have fallen victim to COVID and that everything kind of got dragged out. Did you watch all of it?
No, I watched a couple episodes.
Yeah.
I guess the turn off for me, and I think I've talked about this before. I don't like jokey violence. You know, I'm not against violence in movies as long as it has the repercussions that violence has in real life.
You
But
know
when
what?
it's
You don't want to watch The Roadrunner in real life.
and you know, I mean, Breaking Bad had its share of jokey violence. You know, Tarantino made that popular.
He's the king of it. Your
He's the king
boy.
of he's the king of it. So you see his influence in a lot of things, and I saw a little bit of that in Barry, and I just figured, okay,
Yeah.
this is not really serious. It's kind of lots of gunplay for laughs and
Well,
weirdness.
and then if you watched it, it became like year after year of this pending doom hanging over you
Hmm.
with no relief. And I'm like, you can't carry on this impending doom for so long, without something happening, And plus it became one of these things where, you'd read, oh, let me read a recap, and it's like, oh, he had a pencil, and that pencil was the pencil that so-and-so used in season 2, episode 3, so that connects because his father saw OJ and the Bronco. I'm like, I can't do that much work.
It's
Can't do
too
that
much
much
work. Yeah.
work. And again, you can't have this doom hanging for year after year after year. So I boycotted this season. I'm surprised I've hung out. I hung in there the whole season with it. Again, I love Bill Hader. I love Noah Hank. I love Stephen Root. I just couldn't sit through it. I couldn't make it through.
I ended up seeing I pretty much saw most of the last episode, and it kind of played out the way I thought it was going, the way the show was. I mean, there was lots of
Mhm.
crazy violence and stuff, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Maybe at some point I'll go back and binge through it, but like it just seemed to be one of the shows that was determinedly not funny, which
Mhm.
drives me fucking nuts.
Uh-huh.
Making a point of not being funny. And again, and I don't know why I care about these things, I don't. If it pops up in the comedy category for the Emmys or whatever, just like The Bear, another show I love, but if it pops up in the comedy category, because they're like, oh, we'll just throw in the comedy category because that's easy, then they can go fuck themselves. So
You like The Bear?
I like The Bear. Some of it bugged me. I liked it. Second season's coming up. I don't know how it's another show where like they have to keep you in this pressure cooker of something awful is always about to happen. I don't love that. I'll give the second season another try. I love the main guy, Jeremy Allen White. I think that's his name. Or did you like it?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I see a lot of people liked it. The main guy I knew from Shameless.
Shameless, yeah.
I only went so far with that show. That show was just getting too absurd.
It was that show.
That show.
I loved the show. I watched it, but for the last, I don't know, 6 years, I'd be like, why am I still watching this? Like it's just week after week of bananas situations.
I bailed. I think I bailed with some craziness when they brought on Joan Cusack.
Yeah.
Her character was just like over the top ridiculous. And I'm like, yeah, why am I even taking this show seriously anymore?
I hung in there with it. I liked it. But yeah, there are plenty of times I'm like, why am I still watching this? It's just every week it's just more and more absurd, but the characters are great and whatnot. So, but I'll give The Bear. But I think again, the last time I kept seeing The Bear pop up on the comedy categories, and I'm just like, I've had it with these shows that are like not funny, but just want to put themselves in the comedy category. I think they think, oh, that's easy awards, and the awards people have such a low respect for comedy that I get worked up, which I should. It's not like I'm getting anything out of these fucking things, but
I tried to watch the one show. What's the show on after Barry? With the heavyset woman and
Somebody Somewhere.
Yeah,
I love that show.
No, I saw that you loved it. I'm like, let me give this a shot. So I watched the episode, and sure enough, it's the episode that ended with them having a phone conversation while they're both sitting on a toilet. I'm like, really? Is this what Greg is promoting?
You know what bugs me? That scene, I think it would have been more brilliant if they somehow pulled it off without either one of them realizing the other was shitting their brains out. Like, I thought that was funny, but then they just revealed themselves to be shitting. And to them, I thought it would have been funny and brilliant if they could pull off an entire conversation while each shitting their brains out, but the other doesn't realize it. To me, that would have been funnier. But I love that show so much. It's just a small, quiet show. I love shows like that. When it's funny, it's really funny. It has a pathos to it. I've loved it so far. 2 seasons. You didn't think of it because you walked into that scene.
I think I did. Was that a bad episode? I mean, it just seemed like, wow, really, and weren't there quite a few sound effects? And yeah, it was just, it happens.
If that's the first scene you see, I can see where it'd be like, okay, but that's not anything like the rest of the show. I can promise you that. And to the point that, again, I think my only quibble with the show is that one scene. I was so excited about it because it could have been so brilliant, but I think they made the wrong choice, which is incredibly stupid for me to say because I'm not. They're the ones
talking on the toilet scene.
If they had done it so that they each never realized it, they each pulled it off, muting themselves at the perfect time. That to me would have been funny.
It happens. It's it's happened to me. I mean, you're in the middle of a conversation and
Mhm.
you don't just hang up. You think you can pull it off.
Mhm.
I haven't had any disastrous
Yeah, to me, pulling it off.
consequences, but I could see, it could be a disastrous consequence.
To me, pulling that off is funnier than just in the ends and out. Fuck it, we're best friends. Let's just shit.
Yeah.
But I love that show. I highly recommend it to everyone, including you. Start from the beginning.
You think we should do that sometime? Try and do a
No,
do, do a
no.
show.
If
We're both on the throne.
if I'm on the throne and you call, I'm not answering. Sorry. There's nothing.
We can sync it up. We can sync it up.
No,
No.
there's nothing you could. Gee, Mike's calling. There's no emergency. Don't take this the wrong way. There's no emergency. I could be like, oh my God, I'm in mid shit, but I better answer this call. Not happening, buddy.
Yeah, one phone call a week is sufficient, right? We catch up.
But then I'm not, I don't get like married couples. I know married couples are shit in front of each other. I don't like that either. So I know you think I have no boundaries, but that's my one boundary. If I ever did get married, I would have to have my own bathroom. Yeah, I'm not for shitting in front of other people. Sorry.
What was that NFT thing you put up on Twitter? I don't know what you were going for there.
Oh, my book cover of
what was that all about?
Awakening? I saw I saw the video on YouTube, and it just happened to be a shot of me where I'm looking away or whatever, and I thought, oh, that looks like a Kate Chopin. I don't know what made me think of it, like a watercolor.
Okay, all right.
I don't know why. And of course, at the same time, you look ridiculous. So I was like, well, let me.
I noticed you do that. You select my best photos.
Well, in my defense, it was only because mine was funny. I thought mine looked like a painting of like how.
Yeah, you're kind of looking off into the distance.
And it's unfortunate that yours looks, you look like a complete idiot.
But so you were going for like you're looking off across the Gulf of Mexico and you're about to plunge yourself to your doom.
I don't know what made me think of the Awakening. It just seemed like a watercolor painting of something from that era.
Okay.
Like a picture a woman in a parasol, in the south of France, walking in the water or whatever, or the Algiers.
No, I enjoyed that when I read it, but it's pretty gloomy,
Well, I just tried to put in a little work and do some content for the show, Mike. I'm sorry that disappointed you.
Content
I'm sorry
for the show. Okay. You
Yeah,
got any items for food in the news this week?
No, you're the food in the news guy. Oh, I do have personal food in the news.
What's that?
Earlier today, I was sitting outside. I went to Gregory's Coffee. I got my.
Do you tell everybody your name is Gregory when you go in there?
No, but it's confusing because I do the mobile order. So I go up and I look for my name on the cups, but they all have my name. So then and I'm blind as a bat, so I got to kind of lean in and touch everybody's cups.
When are you going to start wearing your glasses in public? That's one of your mysteries. I still don't understand.
Well, I don't have glasses. The only thing I've ever needed glasses for were the year I was driving. And if I'm at someone else's house trying to use their TV with the guide, then I need glasses. Other than that, I'm getting through life just fine.
If you need glasses to drive, you need glasses.
But I don't drive, so I don't need glasses. Other than watching TV.
You're just telling me how you can't see things.
Well, I'm talking about like tiny 8-point font.
Yeah, but it would be no problem.
I can't
with
spot
your
it from
glasses.
across the room. No.
They have progressives. My glasses for they're for nearsightedness and then other problems. My eyes are getting worse as I get older.
I liked having glasses the short time I had them because I like use them as a prop. You look smarter when you use them with the point around and stuff. But
you don't need them to read a book though.
No, I don't have. I'm not far. I'm farsighted, nearsighted. Whichever one is, I can't see far away. So if I come to your house and
that means you're farsighted.
TV guide, I need the glasses for that.
You're farsighted then.
Farsighted.
Yeah. But you use that expression fairly regularly, blind as a bat. And I always just assume you're a guy who's not wearing glasses, that he should be wearing glasses.
No,
But,
I'm fine, except for like, road signs or something.
uh,
Um,
but I interrupted your story, so
you did, Michael. Thank you for pointing
sorry.
that out. I
Uh-huh.
think our audience picked up on that. But
My
I'm saying-
audience, yeah. We have separate audiences. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Yeah, we do.
for when we go solo, that'll be handy.
When we go solo.
So I'm sitting outside and it's in the shade, so it's cool and breezy. And some guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, you mind if I sit here?" And I'm like, "Of course." I'm easy breezy. I'm a man of the people.
Uh-huh.
He's got some food, and he opens it up, and I think it was some sort of fish.
Oh yeah.
And
Tuna fish.
I almost puked, but I'm trying to be Mr. Cool Man of the people, easy
Uh-huh.
breezy.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, I can't get up right away. I have to be cool, act like it doesn't bother me. I can't believe I hate the expression throw up in my mouth,
Yeah.
but man, was I fighting it. And then I had to wait. I gave it like 2 minutes before I thought it was okay to pop up and leave, but it was disgusting.
It was probably just tuna fish though, right? I mean,
I don't know what it was. No, tuna. What do you mean tuna fish? Tuna fish doesn't. This stank.
tuna
Like,
fish smells like fish. What do you think?
I don't think it's tuna fish. Usually people eat tuna cold, right?
Yeah.
But this wasn't cold. This was like I said, like it
A
was like
hot
some
fish
sort of-
sandwich?
It was some sort of bowl
Oh,
that had like some sort of greens and
seafood salad.
and fish on top of it. Like I could see there's some piece of fish, and I
Okay.
about knocked me the bleep out. So that's my news of the week. I had to sit it for a couple of minutes.
Almost knocked out by the smell of a seafood salad. Okay.
It wasn't seafood salad. It was like a chunk of fish on top of it.
Chunk of fish.
I don't know what it was, but I got to be Mr. Cool, man of the people. So I sat there acting like it wasn't bothering me. So that's my food news of the.
One of the 4 agreements. Don't make assumptions. And this, I think, ties into last week's ongoing saga of you worried about the feelings of a potential thief. This is you making an assumption about somebody else's response to your behavior. And according to the 4 agreements, you're just setting yourself up for endless sadness and disappointment. And so stop making assumptions about how people are going to respond to your whatever you do.
I think it's okay to make an assumption if you think you're being empathetic. I didn't want this guy to think I thought he was a jerk or something.
But why do you need to be empathetic to somebody who's potentially going to steal your laptop? That's what I didn't get. He's not being empathetic to you now, is he?
Well, once he
Shouldn't
steals my
it be a
laptop,
two-way street?
once he steals my laptop, yeah, then he's an asshole, and I'll be pissed. But up till then, I don't want anybody thinking I think they're going to steal my laptop.
Up till then, okay.
You know what I mean?
I think we've resolved that. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'm ready to move on.
I sent you the video. I posted a video.
Yeah, I saw the video
of me putting it in the drawer and closing.
Yeah.
No problem. I didn't lock it.
Yeah.
Still there. I'll do it tonight. It's fine.
Yeah, all right.
I think if the guy sat down, opened up his lunch, and then I just pop up and walk off,
and when you open the drawer and it's not there, what's that going to feel like?
Then it'll be a problem. Then I'll say, you know what? These people are assholes. Whoever stole this.
All right.
But up until then, I think it's okay to be empathetic with other people, Mike. I think that's something you should work on.
No, I'm saying, but it's a two-way street. You're worried about somebody stealing stuff and how you're, presenting your empathy to him. What about his empathy to you?
That's on him. I can only control me. Right? I can only be in charge. I guess I want to see the best in people, Mike.
No, I want to see the best in people too. I'm not against people treating each other with respect and dignity, but you have to be realistic too.
I also don't care for this premise. Never make assumptions.
Don't make assumptions. You want me
to read
it? Is that a policy? I'll read it to you. It's a little blurb.
All right.
Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life.
Did that say no, don't make assumptions?
Don't make assumptions. That's the fourth agreement.
All right. Well, that seems like a stupid agreement.
No,
I don't even want to know what these other 3 loser agreements are. Like you'll go through your day, you'll never make an assumption about anything.
I've only read a few pages, and already I'm feeling like it's a little simplistic. You know, I think
I have a feeling this book is gonna be on the nightstand for a while unread. Because it seems
no,
to,
it's
seems
gonna,
to me
you know,
Mike.
I'll go through it quickly because I'm curious what's in it. I mean, you know, some of these, you see these books come up, they pop up in the culture, and you're like, why is this popular? You know, I'm just curious about things that become popular. Like what, you know, what insights can I get into the culture? You know, why are people ranting and raving about Succession? I'm curious about things like that. So I'll look into it, even though I'm not particularly enjoying myself, but at least I can have a conversation with people who've, you know, who rant and rave about this stuff.
Yeah, I've never had like everyone I know loves Succession, but
Mhm.
it's never occurred to me to watch it just so I can be part of the conversation.
Well, it's not just to be part of the conversation; it's to know what's popular in the culture. You know, this is, you know, you know, there was so much write-ups about it, and then you find out it had about a fifth of the viewership that Yellowstone had. I mean, it had a
Well,
much
that's all
smaller
these shows.
audience.
That's all these shows. Probably The Sopranos. Like it
Uh-huh.
probably has a tenth of what, like, I don't know, Big Bang Theory watched or whatever. That's
I
what
mean,
these.
when The Sopranos were happening, it was more of that was a sensation. I mean, it was discussed quite a bit when it was on. It wasn't like
There was less competition then too. You're right about that. Yeah.
mhm. Yeah, but you know, so yeah, that's why I was curious about that show. I waited on that show because, like I said, I had this idea for a story, and I didn't even want to be influenced by it. You know, it was kind of, you know, I didn't want to be like, oh, he's just ripping this off or whatever. So I
Mhm.
put it off. I put it off for about 2 years or whatever, and then I started watching it. But
What happened in the story?
well, I'm trying to revive it. I'm trying to. I started writing some more about it, and I wrote a pretty fairly in depth outline, a treatment, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
years ago. You know, like when I had this story idea. So I did it. I did write out the whole plot and everything. So now I'm kind of like working backwards, and I'm like sort of going through scene by scene, and
Hmm.
yeah, I'm trying to motivate myself now that I'm kind of, you know, the stress is sort of coming down,
Mhm.
and I can sort of just focus a little more now.
Having watched The Sopranos now, you feel safe that your book is
Oh no,
different.
my story really, yeah, other than having certain characters that are criminals, or you know, yeah,
Is there
there's
a
no
character
real.
named something Walnuts who has gray wings in his hair?
No, yeah, there's certain things that, yeah, not, yeah, I didn't see any really broad influence or anything like that. So I think I'm in it clear. But anyway, I got to push myself just to finish it, you know.
Mhm.
So
All right.
anyway,
Whatever I can do to support you, dog.
back to food and the news.
Mhm.
Are you familiar with the Cooper's Hill cheese rolling race?
No. But
This
talk,
is
I have to lower this blind. So tell me about it.
this is an annual event held in Gloucester. Is that how you pronounce it? England,
I think Gloucester.
Gloucester. Uh, each spring, contestants run down a 180-meter hill, chasing a wheel of cheese.
Okay.
The cheese at certain point reaches a speed up to 70 miles per hour.
Hmm.
How many years do you think this annual event has been going on?
181.
600 years.
Wait, Gloucester where? Like Italy?
England, yeah.
Oh, England. Okay. I thought
Yeah.
you were like Virginia. There's a
No,
Gloucester.
no, no, no.
Oh, they probably say Gloucester.
Gloucester, okay.
I mean, you bungled the Utz potato chip.
I was asking for your help, and it's taken us this far.
Mhm.
So yeah, 600 years people have been chasing a cheese wheel down a hill. This year's winner, a Canadian woman, 19-year-old Canadian woman, knocked herself out and basically crossed the line unconscious because she fell, knocked herself unconscious, but still won the race. The momentum of her body crossing the finish line, she was still in first place.
So they're all at the top of a hill. They start running, and
They unleashed the wheel of cheese, and
they
they're
start running
chasing the
alongside
wheel.
it?
I think if you can catch the wheel, yeah, but the thing's going 70 miles per hour. So chances are you're not going to catch the wheel of cheese.
It's impossible.
Yeah. So it's literally, yeah, it's just the first person to cross the finish line.
I mean, that's better than running with a bunch of bulls.
Uh-huh.
I'd rather race against cheese than bulls.
Uh-huh. What's the other thing? I couldn't find it. Is it in Scotland where they have like a ball and it's like essentially like kill the man with the ball? Have you seen that one?
Mm.
And that's been going on for hundreds of years.
Kill a man with a ball. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's like it's like imagine like it's like a rugby match, but the whole town is in on it. So it's like a massive crowd, and his ball is sort of jostled above their heads, and they're trying to get possession of it. And but they're slugging each other to get to it. It's like it's like a riot that they conduct every year.
Mhm.
And it's just some sort of ridiculous tradition. And people have tried to outlaw it, but the people are just too committed to this tradition that they keep it going.
What's the ball made out of?
Yeah, I can't remember. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it before the show. Maybe somebody could hit us up in the comments and tell us. I thought it was in Scotland. Maybe it's Ireland.
Don't bring my people into this, Mike.
What?
Sounds like something like, is it young people? They stay up all night drinking?
No, it's not just young people. I mean, it's
Right.
like older people. You see these guys, they've been doing it, it's a tradition. It's like New Year's Eve in Times Square, their version, except more fist thrown,
More violence.
more violence, and some sort of dumb ball they're trying to get possession of.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, no, it's bizarre. But my question to you, is there any food you would chase down a steep hill?
Egg foo young.
Yeah.
Like
Like a
does it
barrel
have
of
to-
egg foo young?
Like by definition, does it have to be able to roll by its own volition?
Yeah, I think that would be,
I would chase
maybe
a
they could
bu-
put the food in a barrel, throw the
yeah,
barrel
put the
down the
barrel.
hill.
I would chase egg foo young.
Uh-huh.
I would chase a particular kind of pizza, like a real New York
Uh-huh.
slice. I think that's it. I think that's where that's where my dignity draws the line. Chasing food.
Yeah.
What about you? I'm trying to think of another one.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can't really see. I mean, my steep hill days are over.
Oh, you set me up to list
You're a
bunch
young
of food
man.
that I would literally chase after like
You're
a
still a
dog.
young man. I could see you running down a hill.
Egg for young pizza, a Bojangles biscuit,
Bojangles biscuits. Okay.
a biscuit. Like how big? Have you seen a picture of how big the wheel of cheese is?
Well, how big is it? I've got that 7 pounds. So it's a 7-pound wheel of cheese. It's not enormous.
Like what is 7 pounds? Is that like a tire?
It's not even. It's like, yeah. You can hold it. They showed people holding the thing. It's not like
If Bojangles are soon to be sponsors, made a biscuit that big, chicken biscuit that big, rolled it down a hill, I would chase after it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we have Bojangles up here.
It's southern, yeah.
Yeah, no, I've
it's
heard of
probably-
it. Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's the best chicken and the best biscuits.
Better than Popeyes?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Biscuits is not even close. I'm not a fan of Popeye's biscuits.
Uh-huh.
Chicken, you can go either way. Part of it might be nostalgia for me. We used to get Bojangles when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
Might be some of that. I'd say Proustian, but you get upset when I when I say
Proustian.
when I say
Yeah,
smart
yeah.
things, you get
There you
upset. So I
go.
don't want
Yeah,
to say that.
Proustian. Yeah.
But yeah, if Bojangles had a 7-pound biscuit and rolled it down the hill, I would chase after it. Yes.
Uh-huh.
But not you. You have too much dignity. You've set me up to look like an idiot.
Do you get the gravy with the biscuits at Bojangles? Isn't that part of the thing?
No, I don't. I don't really do any gravy.
No.
But they're that good.
But you said chicken biscuits?
Chicken and biscuit, yeah.
Oh, chicken and biscuit. Okay.
They're chicken. They're fried chicken on the bone is the best.
Uh-huh.
Chicken biscuits are the best. And the biscuits by themselves are the best.
Mm-hmm.
To the point that I don't mess with gravy. Like if I'm at a KFC and get a biscuit, it's big and dry. You need the gravy, not Bojangles.
Mm-hmm. Did
I
you
would
just
say
say
that-
it again? Chicken biscuit?
Chicken biscuit from Bojangles.
What is a chicken biscuit? That's my question.
What do you mean? What's a chicken biscuit?
What's a chicken biscuit?
With a chicken fillet in it.
Oh, okay.
A fillet of chicken, breaded and fried.
Oh.
What's a chicken?
That's a big biscuit. I mean,
Mhm.
and it supports the chicken?
It's a big biscuit, dog. Yeah. I mean, it's not like a huge piece of chicken. It's like a normal. You've gotten biscuits at McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're the same size. There's just a big old piece of chicken in the middle.
Okay.
Put a little cheese on it.
All right.
But when their biscuits are right, ooh, don't need
Put
no
a little cheese on it.
So once again, if Bojangles wants to sponsor me sprinting down a hill after one of their biscuits, I will do it.
If
You
it's
can keep your dignity. You can be at the bottom just shaking your head at me while timing me.
if it's cheesy, it's going to go down easy.
Oh, trademark.
No, I stole that.
Who's that from?
You've never seen Tanara double chocolate.
Mm-mm.
Write that down. I want you to check out some of her videos. She does these hilarious videos where
Tanara.
Tanara, yeah,
Like,
T-A-N
like Panera.
with T-A-N-A-R-A, double chocolate. And she does videos. You can find them on YouTube. I think she's probably more popular on TikTok, but I don't see them on TikTok. I see
I'm
them
not
on
allowed
YouTube.
on TikTok, Mike.
Yeah. But she does commentary. So she'll find these videos where people are cooking, making these oddball dishes, and then she's in the corner of the video
Mhm.
doing commentary, and it's hilarious. I think you'll enjoy it. I think everybody listening, check out Tanara double chocolate.
What are you saying? She's funnier than me?
I think she is. Yeah, I think she is. She's funnier than me. I'm saying
I didn't ask if she is funnier than you.
we could both learn from Tanara.
You think you're saying here on Egg Food Watch, she's funnier than me.
Check it out.
Let's get
Check
Frosty up in here.
Check it out.
Sounds like an amazing woman.
She is an amazing woman.
All right.
So
I will not check that out.
now that you're in a mood, did you get a cookie?
No fortune cookie.
No fortune
I
cookie.
didn't even think of that.
Okay, so that's two strikes. The pork was good, broccoli was terrible, and no cookie.
Pork was really good.
Uh-huh.
And I have to give the French fries were fantastic.
Uh-huh.
And I have to give props to I got little small wonton soup, and they had the noodles we like, the good ones.
Oh yeah, no, there you go. Now you have a place. You got to keep going to that place.
And they were cheap. So
yeah, these fortunes are not fortunes. Life is full of wonders. Explore what's around you. Yeah.
sounds like work.
Just weak sauce,
It's not a fortune.
Nah.
You never get good fortunes.
No, I guess I'm getting the company, this company that they use. Yeah. They're kind of bland.
Well, now that we're heading into the summer, what are the big summer plans?
Big summer plans. Big summer plans. Number one, get the hell out of Bayonne.
Check.
I feel like I can't breathe freely until that's accomplished.
hmm
So that's going to happen hopefully in the next month or two. If it goes beyond that, I will be disappointed in myself.
Mm.
But I'm making plans. I've got a mover. Actually, I was networking at the barbecue. Turns
Mhm.
out one of the guys there was a mover. I'm like, okay,
Perfect.
you're my guy. So
Mm.
you heard my phone ringing before. That
Mhm.
was him. So we're gonna meet tomorrow and make a deal. And so yeah, things are moving forward. How about yourself?
Well, this reel-to-reel reunion is going as expected. I've done nothing. No planning so far.
Uh-huh. Well, it's
Uh,
early in the summer.
it's early. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I got nothing planned
That would
uh,
be nice though.
other than bitching about the heat.
We can do a remote show
That would be nice.
from
Yeah, we could do one with an audience.
your home base.
Yeah.
They'll be throwing stuff at us through the show.
No, they'll love us.
They're like, "What the hell? You guys have a podcast? Why? Does the
It'll
world
be,
does the world need this?"
no, it'll be like when Mike and the Mad Dog got together at MSG and they had a whole crowd. Be great.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you're looking forward to it.
What other gossip you got cooking?
Nothing else, man. That's it. That's it.
What about your best show people?
Best show's going great. Yeah, no, having lots of fun with the best show. All my side projects. I mean, sometimes I'm doing 4 or 5 podcasts a week. So it's kind of becoming a pretty steady part-time job. Um,
What are the four? You got the
I got the best show, Rubenesque, the Four Horsemen, Make Mike Marvel, Egg Foo What?
Don't lump this in with those. No, sir.
I consider it part of the best show universe.
No.
And maybe one day we'll bring you into the fold. Be part. Tom actually knows your name now when he discusses his show. He used your name, Greg Wilson, that's a major step up.
I thought he didn't know my name.
Well, yeah, he was struggling with your name because it was too generic, but now he's got it down. He's got
Now
it
he
down.
got it.
He's got it down. So I see that as a major promotion, and he's always giving us a little plug. So I appreciate everything the best show does to bring listeners to Egg Foo What.
Thanks to him, I'm still enjoying Monk. So
Yeah,
my beloved Tony Shalhoub, who was on Miss
Mhm.
Maisel, was just finished. So
Mhm.
yeah, we don't need to lump Egg Foo What with your other Universal podcasts. This is our thing.
I do. It's hey, I'm involved, so it's
I mean,
part of my best show universe.
is there an LLC that we're under that's you're getting checks sent to you?
LLC. No, the
Is
year's
there a parent
earnings.
company we got bought by? That's
Since we just made a year, our year's earnings will pay for another year of Zoom.
earnings of zero.
Yeah,
Are all my checks in a box that they own?
we're not seeing
Waiting for the
a
movers?
huge profit, but I'm considering doing this shirt. It would be the logo on a black shirt. Is that a good idea?
Logo on a black shirt. All right. I mean, black shirts, it's a little played out, right? I mean,
Well, what would
we're
you
not
put
in
it
Pearl
on?
Jam, you know.
What's that?
We're not in Pearl Jam. That's enough of the black shirts.
But the logo would really pop on a black shirt, right? It's got the white and the yellow.
Mhm.
It would pop.
Would pop.
I want to get the eyes on it.
Well, all right.
I
So
mean, if
get
you can
more
think of
merch
another
going.
color, what you want to think about another color, I'm open to suggestions. Maybe like I like that maroon red. I did those Masses shirts with white on that. And
Maybe you can put out a terrible poll and see what people. What else? What
you're
other
the one who struggles with the polls.
No, I understand what a poll is. So I do not struggle with polls.
You struggle understanding my polls for some reason.
Right. Your
Yeah.
polls, yes, because they're not actual
I
polls
don't know.
that in the end deliver any meaningful information.
Well, not that, yeah, they almost always come out against your opinion, so I can understand why.
That's fine. But you just don't seem to understand how to make a poll. That's all. You can't
Well-
have a yes no poll and then 6 other answers that dilute everything. That's
Well,
all.
I'll work on that. If you want to come back to me on a different color shirt, I'm open to suggestions.
We should have somebody in the audience come up with a really unique idea for merch. Like, what would they love to see Egg Foo What logo on?
Yeah,
Shirts, bumper stickers, coasters.
but
all
we're
great.
limited. I mean, I do have a contact for the shirts.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got a
So-
moving guy, you got a shirt guy.
So yeah, no,
Oh,
it's
weekend at a convention in Vegas.
it's a matter of just making the deal.
Oh,
You know, getting you to on board. And I'm willing to put up the money for the shirt purchase. Unless you want to chip in a half.
I do not.
50%.
No. I just want the
See,
profit.
I didn't even have to ask, but I did just to be polite.
You're a classy guy.
I was being polite.
Yeah, we'll have to open up the Egg Foo What book.
I didn't want to embarrass you in front of all the listeners that I knew you were going to, you know, short
I take
hands.
money. I
Short,
don't like to give money.
short hands with deep pockets, as the expression goes.
We'll alligator arms when the bill comes. We'll have to open up the books and see what kind of mad money we're dealing with in the corporate fund.
Uh-huh.
I have a feeling I know what it is, but
I'll keep you apprised of all the business decisions going forward.
that'd be nice.
so,
I'll keep putting out the videos
Yeah, let's get those videos going. Yeah.
that you don't get even when I send them directly to you.
I don't know where those videos went. You might want to check
Yeah.
the number. Check
Well,
the
I'm sure
numbers.
it's probably the internet's fault. You know,
Some poor guy just got some weird videos, doesn't know what the hell's happening.
yeah, it's probably the internet. Need to print out a copy and look at it. I'm fine with any all merch decisions.
Okay.
I'm sure. Coffee mugs are cool. I like a coffee mug with
Yeah,
it.
but I have a feeling the coffee mugs. I don't know where I would go to have that done. I mean, I'm sure there's something I could just go online and find somebody that will do it, but I don't know.
Well, I
Coffee
think
mug-
there's places online where you literally can have whatever put on whatever.
Yeah.
You
No,
know.
I'm sure
I don't
there
know if that
are.
makes it cheaper. I feel like we'd want a little more high quality.
Actually, somebody made me an Egg Foo Young T-shirt for Christmas. He just went. He went. Yeah, he just went.
Excuse me?
Yeah. You want to see it?
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
Okay, hold on.
Somebody made you an Egg Foo What t-shirt,
No, not Egg Foo what? Egg Foo Young.
which you didn't know existed
Yeah.
until I told you about it.
Right.
I got to see this shirt. Let's go. I don't believe that. I'm the Egg Foo Young guy. I'm going to need the name of the person who did this too. Mike's walking away. I can see the Coors Light sign in the background. All right, here we go. All right. Up a little bit. Oh, okay. That looks more like a metal band. So now you're the Egg Foo Young guy.
What's that?
Now you're the Egg Foo Young guy. How long you know about this?
No, I got that at Christmas.
Christmas.
A friend
You've
of
been
mine.
sitting on it for 6 months.
Well, it wasn't the show title. He did it as a gag because I've been talking about the show to him, and I guess on Amazon again you can have shirts. You can make a one-off. It was a one-off he made.
I've done that.
Yeah, you've done
I
that.
have a shirt. I have a shirt that's a one-off
Uh-huh.
that I made for my guitar player in my old band.
Oh yeah.
I did not send you one.
What did it say?
It's one of these things where it looks like it's Spotify, but you
Oh,
can
I
do.
saw that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sorry. All right.
That's a cool looking shirt, though.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's you can just do one ounce of that. So
Uh-huh.
I don't know if there's a drop in quality when you do that kind of thing. So you can talk to your guy, see what happens.
You still have that the artwork that was used
For what?
for that shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to create that image, right?
Well, it's just a template. You just do
Uh-huh.
the song and the band, and you can even name or put in what time you want it to be, like a minute 40 into it or whatever.
Right. Oh, okay.
It's pretty simple.
Uh-huh.
2023, Mike. I just can't believe you've been sitting on an Egg Foo Young shirt for 6 months.
Do you like it? I mean, the container is not exactly the container Egg Foo Young would come in.
I've seen them come in containers like that.
Really? Yeah.
It's okay. I think we can do. I think we can do better.
Yeah. Okay.
I appreciate the person doing that for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm trying not to see it as an FU to me.
He doesn't know you. This is one of the circles of other friends. I've got
Here we go.
different circles of people who don't even know each other.
I'm sorry. I'll just stay in my place over here in the corner in your universe of podcasts that you get to on Wednesdays. I'll just sit in my corner and shut my mouth with your other couple of friends.
Hey, Wednesday is Egg Foo what day? That's the way I think of Wednesday now.
Don't patronize me.
It's no longer hump day. It's Egg Foo what day?
Don't do that. Not you, Mike.
It's not me. All right, I want to thank everybody for listening. You know what to do. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
That's right.
Get the visuals going.
The visuals.
I didn't wave any records around this week. Are you happy?
Well, I thought the whole point of us on video was so you could wave your records around.
Right. Yeah.
So if we're not waving the records around, why?
I couldn't make a connection this week musically, so no records this week.
All right.
But thanks for listening, and
I do want to say something. A guy sent a message, a DM, I guess, through Twitter a couple of months ago. I never noticed because I don't check those things. Very nice guy, seems to be. He's in the area I'm in, and he suggested we meet up to do an Egg Foo Young meal or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate him reaching out like that. I'm sorry I didn't see it for a couple of months or weeks or whatever. There's no chance I'm doing it. But if you're listening,
Are you scared? You're scared.
I'm not gonna. I gotta do small talk for an hour now.
Oh, the fear of small talk. Okay.
You want to meet up and just eat, have a lunch?
I've met listeners to the best show. Sat down, had a drink with them.
That's a rarefied air.
They're always nice people. They're always nice people.
Yes,
Never had a
I'm
bad
sure
experience.
he's a nice guy, super nice guy. I just want to let him know if he's listening. I did finally see his message. I appreciate it. It's probably not going to happen just because I'm an asshole.
Okay.
But I appreciate him listening and reaching out. People can always reach out, even though I'll just scurry into the corner like a scared mouse while you talk to all your friends, these other friend groups.
It's not hard. It's not
with
hard.
your universe of podcasts. So, I hope he knows. I don't want to say his name. I hope he knows I'm talking about. Thank you, but
Thank you, but no thank you. That's.
You think I made it worse by even bringing it up?
You made it worse. I didn't know where you were going with this. I thought you were actually going to meet the guy.
Well, I felt bad.
You made a public rejection of the poor guy.
It's not a rejection. I'm saying it's not reject. It would be rejected if I said I didn't want.
I mean, how close is he? I mean, is he like within miles?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You couldn't meet the guy and have a beer with him? Oh, well, not a beer.
Maybe, but I'm not rejecting him. I'm making it clear it's me. It's not him. He said I'm sure he's 10 times nicer than me. Perfectly nice, normal guy. Sure, it'd be nice to have a meal with. I think, now that I'm saying it out loud and that look you're giving me, I feel like I'm more of an asshole than I thought like 60 seconds ago.
Are you an ambassador for the show or are you not?
Well, now I gotta live my life with no empathy and not giving a shit what other people think.
You're a public figure now. You've got a successful podcast. and people will reach out to you,
Yep.
and you know,
Yeah, I thought I was doing a nice thing by acknowledging him and saying, "Hey, thank you," but now I just feel like an
Uh-huh.
asshole.
maybe he can meet you at Bojangles, treat you at Bojangles.
Don't you tease me, Michaelis.
I
Not
mean,
you, Mike.
there could be an incentive for you
There is a Bojangles at
outside
Union Station here.
the fear of small talk.
There is a Bojangles in
Something to
town.
ponder. Something to ponder. I'll wait for the update in the future
I-
episodes.
I thought this would just be a quick thank you to this guy, but now you've
Uh-huh.
totally shaken everything I believe in. So
Uh-huh.
that's
Well,
why you're the best in the business.
that's my job.
That's why you're juggling podcasts with other friend groups. You're the best in the business, and everybody knows
That's
it.
my job. Keep
So,
the conflict going.
keep it going.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks everybody for doing whatever Mike says about the comments and everything. And thanks for listening, everybody. And we'll be back next week.